Okay, so the following is going to be the hopefully final update to my ICCU story, but stay tuned for the very end for the part I'd like to call "You Can't Make This Stuff Up." Okay. Here is the ultimate update. Actually, not ultimate. Ultimate update is if we survive. It'll be a couple years from now. This is the update of my Ioniq 5 ICCU issue, and I'm looking off screen onto the invoice for the work. This car was dropped off January 19th, 2026. Today is March 5th, 26, so almost 2 months. It is finally fixed, and supposedly we have a new, not only a new ICCU, but the new design. I'll flash a picture of the invoice. The part number is 36400-1XAA0-AQQH. No cost to me. The ICCU assembly, fuse, high voltage. This is all not any news to anyone. Supposedly talking to the ladies, 7:30 this morning, I picked it up. They said I was probably the third or fourth car to come in, and then there was like 20 or 25 after me. So to all the people on the Ionic Guy, thank you Ionic Guy, his forum on Facebook, I would have very choice words for these guys mostly, that said that the ICCU wasn't an issue. I wonder if you're keeping that same tune now 2 months later. It was a rash. They said so. Also, the service people, I'm trying to look actually see if I see a sea of Ioniq 5s out here. We got a car back. Unfortunately, now we have another car, but we've covered our bases by having an internal combustion engine car, gasoline, a diesel, an electric now, and soon to be selling my very high-end sports car so I can drive this thing and hope it doesn't blow up. So that's the plan with this. All car manufacturers suck. That's the bottom line. It's, in my opinion now, it's not spending too much on a car, thinking that by spending more money, you're gonna get a better car. That said, we got a great deal on this car. If the ICCU issue is truly fixed, this is an amazing, amazing car. Amazing car. I love it. It's the most solid driving car, smoothest driving car I've ever owned. Yeah, even more solid and smooth than my F-150 Platinum pickup truck, which was awesome. But it didn't get the kind of mileage this did, and it was huge and all kinds of things. But that's if they fix this problem. Let me turn down the steering wheel and the seat. Ooh. Funny thing is, it's been so long, I hadn't seen this car. I forgot what color it was, like how blue it was in certain light since it's opalescent. But also just how the car drove. I just literally just pulled it out of the service bay and just parked it so I could get resituated and get my stuff all ready. But again, I love this car. Our new Honda CR-V gasoline EXL, awesome too. Just drove 35, 40 miles up here to pick it up. And that's just a smooth riding car for the money. And that was the thing, is I told my wife when we bought a new car, to replace this newish car, don't expect this new car to not have problems. And it's just, she lost complete faith in this car, and then Hyundai, totally get it. She's my sugar mama, so she can get whatever she wants. But again, that said, we didn't overspend on our new car, didn't overspend on this car, so it's not that big of a deal. Inconvenience, sure, no one got hurt, fortunately, with this vehicle. But yeah, the state of cars now, it sucks. And then to that, it's all about warranty support. They didn't fight this warranty, so that's good. When we got Hyundai Motor America, the corporate arm of them, they responded immediately, and I suspect because they are concerned about a class action lawsuit, and they will be getting one. They gave us weekly follow-ups basically saying the dealership is not responding to us. I'm not going to trash Oarsman Hyundai Laurel. They got it fixed, whatever. They were behind the 8 ball. But that said, there was literally zero communication. The only time I talked to them was when the initial video I made was when I had to call to let them know, hey, we just dropped off our car at 9 o'clock last night. This is why. And the only time I ever heard back from them was yesterday to let us know our car was done 7 weeks later. So communication, zero. Communication Hyundai Motor America, good. They contacted, my wife was a point of contact on that. They called her once a week, with the exception of 1 week, and the person was out sick. The one person, Alan, I believe his name is, that handled it, as opposed to ping-ponging through a bunch of customer service people. So we had one case manager, and he basically told us every week for 7 weeks that we haven't heard from the dealership, and we don't have a loaner for you. We don't have any news for you, but we're still here. And actually, I take that back. They called us. They emailed my wife 2 days ago to let us know that a new ICCU was in, and he would let us know next week, the following week, whether or not, when the dealership might be able to start work. So that's why I was surprised to get the phone call yesterday. So we got the car back. I'll do some follow-ups on this. If you have a Hyundai electric car, expect a full recall for this, meaning everyone that has one of these vehicles, you're going to get a notice probably through your state that this part needs to be replaced, so you don't get stranded like my wife. Get a bad, potentially have the potential for a very, very bad outcome. And that is why you need to contact the NHTSB if you do have this go out on, if this does cut out on you while the car was moving. And that is the stickler. That's like the first and only thing really when you go onto the NHTSB website is, did your vehicle stop while it was in motion? And it's like, yeah, it did. and if there was no other criteria to continue to put in a report, is it's only if it happens while it's moving. And that's how serious that is. So for anyone to discount a car cutting off while it's moving, while you're driving it, is not a big deal. Again, I have choice words for you, especially when it's not you and it's someone you care and love. And if you don't have one of those people in your lives, not my problem. And don't go trying to belittle other people's concerns. So I'll let you guys go. Just want to give you a follow-up. 7 weeks, got a car. Love this car because it's mine now. And I just hope this is truly fixed. So file under, you can't make this stuff up. I will post a picture of this. I already put it back on. As I was driving home, as I was driving to Costco on my way home, I went to Costco because I realized that they did not replace the 12-volt lead acid battery after it had been depleted and sat, I imagine, uncharged for 7 weeks. They didn't replace the battery. So on my way home, I went ahead and meant to stop by Costco. So on the way to Costco, I'm driving down 495. If you know that, that's the Beltway in DC on the east side. And sure enough, I hear this whack, and I see this piece of plastic flapping in between the mirror and my passenger window. And I'm keeping in mind I'm going 60, maybe 65. And I'm like, what the hell? I knew it was some piece of trim, probably like on the windshield, but I'm also thinking, what the heck? How did that happen? Sure enough, I pull over on the shoulder because this thing is flapping all over the place. I didn't want it to fly off because I kind of wanted to know what it was. So I pulled off. I wasn't gonna be able to pull off onto an exit for about another 1.5 miles. And even then it was gonna be a while before I could pull over. So I pulled over on the shoulder of 495. If you know how harrowing that is at any time of the day, that's what I did. And I went ahead and rolled the window down. There was no room for me to get out on the driver's side because it was full of cars whizzing by on the driver's side. So anyway, I went ahead and just rolled down the passenger window. Luckily the piece was flapping, still caught between the passenger mirror, but that thing was about to fly off. Sure enough, it was about to fly off because there's only a piece of weather stripping holding it onto the car. Since I couldn't get out of the car to put the thing back on and not knowing what was going on, I just basically ripped off the weather stripping and just stowed it into the passenger side and drove down the road and got down to Costco. And while I was doing that, I could hear the weather stripping piece that was still on the car flapping around. Turns out it was just a little bit of piece of trim that covers the gap between the A-frame, A-pillar, and the windshield. It's cosmetic. If you can see, It's actually cracked here, and then there's a little piece that attaches it to the sill, bottom sill. Not a big deal. I don't know what happened at the dealership. Something must have dropped on the car, whatever. The car was filthy when we got it. Whatever, it's not worth fighting over, but I swear, having that thing fly off, that was not only a bingo card of crap to happen after 7 weeks of not having this car. Yeah, the saga continues. And I was lucky, I was able to get to Costco, got an AGM battery. I'll put that in tomorrow. Let's just see if that is the end of all of this and that the new ICCU is truly going to fix the problem.